Heyo, we're back for the for the third match this evening, which is going to be Group B, the match you've all waited for, or well, maybe not. And it looks like we are going to miss 3 players in this match: one from CZM, one from Nova, and one from VNR. So, well, I guess they won't be able to get as much points as other teams will be. And Milmi seems to have not watched carefully enough to check if it was really live or not, because he already thought last laps were live, so I guess too bad for him. Must be feeling good being in the lead. But with me this evening for the match is Haagse again.
Hi. I'm back.
We'll be trying to give you all the information what's going on in the match, and hopefully our lap time gizmo is back again, so we can give you more detailed information. But we will see that during the match, and well, the warm-up is still going on. Still 1.5 minutes left, so yeah, Haagse, what do you expect of this match? Which team do you expect to take the win?
I really am expecting a lot from Pack. I don't know if he is driving as consistent as we saw Richie, and Red Extra of course. But I've seen some lap times from Pack, and those were really fast. So let's wait and see. And I think Hacker and Session can be an awesome team as well. And I've seen some really nice times from Anxiety. So the RBP team where Pack and Anxiety are driving for can be... Yeah, I think that team will win, but you never know. And then maybe the Door2Q team SKZ, or how do you call it, with Session and Hacker. I think they can be second. And there's also a nice Nova team with Terror and Eddie. And the last week we saw also Dilex driving pretty consistent, so we'll see what's going on.
Yes, you need to. I think it's time to kick some. Oh well, I guess it's too late, but well, we will survive with the spectators, but
so we're gonna start.
yes. Let's check if everyone gets off, and it seems that everyone does, because the start is now empty, so we'll be checking out who's going to win this match. Of course, in the first round, as it was in the last 2 rounds, it's pretty difficult to tell what's going on. Well, you can tell what's going on, but aren't big differences yet. Seems that Beta Philip is at the moment a bit behind together with Terror, but overall the gaps are pretty small. So
yeah, it first have to settle a bit, and then after a lap or a lap and a half or 2 laps, you see the really fast players coming at the first spots.
And it seems we already had a crash from Beta Philip and also from Petit Jules in the third corner with the huge pole in the middle, and they are now quite a bit behind, but it doesn't seem that, yeah, well, Beta Philip is 4 seconds behind the person in front of him, but still not hugely behind, while Petit Jules is
Anxiety made a mistake.
So
Anxiety made a mistake.
yeah, and he has been overtaken.
He didn't lost that much. He's been overtaken by Hacker, and that group in the front between Hacker, Pack and Anxiety is pretty close to each other. It's only 1/10 of a second, so that's an awesome battle that's developing there.
Yeah, well, it would be interesting to see whether or not it stays that way during other laps. But now Peck has overtaken Hacker.
Yeah, he's taking the lead.
Oh.
And Hacker made a mistake.
Huge mistake there by Hacker indeed. Oh, he's being overtaken by quite a lot of people. He ends up behind Session, his teammate, in 8th position, so he dropped from... and Session and Terror crash there in the same last corner before the finish. So they will be dropping back a little bit as well, I suppose.
Yeah, and a bit already as expected, the RVP team is taking the lead with Peck and Anxiety, so... Milmi in 3rd spot. Battling with Pixel.
Yeah, it's pretty
Pixel
close
over
there.
Yeah, Pixel is in front of Milmi now, but I think Milmi has a better line, but they're pretty close.
Well, it differs from time to time. They are really close to each other here for the moment.
Also nice battle there. And
Anxiety and Peck also really close to each other in 1st and 2nd position, both from the Racing Without Pants team. Well, I hope for them that they are wearing pants at the moment, but of course, that's your own choice.
Rabbit just crashed.
Anxiety had a little touch of the wall there and he fell back a little bit. Yes, 0.6 of a second, so Milmi is now within 1 second range.
Closing in.
Yes.
Pixel must have made a mistake as well, because he was really close to Milmi, but now there's a tiny gap between them. And we're only 4 laps away now, but the gap's already getting there. And Petit Jules already has as the last player already 44 seconds. Man, 44 seconds after 4 laps, that's pretty much, but I hope he can... I think he made some mistakes there. Must be so.
Yeah. Yeah, he made a big mistake in, I think it was the 2nd round, or maybe even the 1st round. And was in the dirt corner there with the pole which he's coming up to now at the moment. And he passes through it pretty good, but yeah, still quite far behind. And it seemed that Rabbit fell back also pretty far.
He crashed before, and we've seen a fastest lap from Peck, 1:03.6.
Yeah, this isn't as fast as the fastest lap by Richie in the last match, but he's...
Was that 1:03.4?
Yeah, I think so, 1:03.4 or 1:03.5, I think.
Yeah,
but
if there's one person capable of doing a faster lap than Richie did, then it's absolutely Peck. And here Peck already makes a 1:03.4.
Yeah, it seems there was some delay there, but...
And as you can see, the gap between Peck and Anxiety is already now at 1.8 seconds, so...
Yeah, though for the points, it's not as important to look at 1st and 2nd, but rather at 2nd and 3rd, and there's Milmi still driving at 3rd position with about 1.5 seconds gap towards Anxiety at the moment, so... It'll be interesting to see if Milmi will be able to catch up to Anxiety and eventually overtake him, but for the moment...
I see Session and Terror are fighting a battle. And I think Session just overtook Terror there. And not that far in front of Session is driving Hacker, and they're already overtaking Barry. Barry had made a mistake there, so Barry crashed and falls really back.
Yeah, he was in 5th and now he's back in 9th. So,
Session made a mistake, so Terror overtakes Session again.
Yes.
And
see it
Terror
all.
is now chasing down on Hacker.
Yes, indeed, but still has to look out for Session because he had a little crash, but he's now, well, already overtaking
And
Terror
now
there.
Terror made a mistake. And
So,
One Lap is doing another 103.4.
Yeah, it's really hard to say those lap times.
Yeah, they're so fast.
Really, really fast. Well, so yeah, the gap between Anxiety and Peck is still growing indeed, but seems that the gap between Milmi and Anxiety is staying a bit the same, around 2 seconds.
Hacker crashed, so Terror and Session overtook Hacker there.
Yeah, which is too bad for Hacker because he already had a crash earlier on in the race, and then he dropped back from second position, so he's now back in eighth. So he has quite a lot of overtaking to do. Will he be able to get back in his original position? But I think it's going to be hard for him to get back. But of course,
but
it is possible. People
the
can
fifth,
crash.
the fifth position is only 3 seconds in front of him, and he's driving now in 8th position, so it's pretty close to each other there, and he's capable of driving pretty nice lap time. So I
Yes,
think he
indeed.
can go to the 5th position, but when you have to take Pixel, then the gap is getting too big already for him.
Oh, and we missed the first overtaking by lapping by Peck in this match. It seemed that Petit Jules has been overtaken by Peck, meaning that Peck lapped him, and now also Anxiety is going past in just lap 8 there. So for some strange reason we have our lap time gizmo back again. I don't know what's going on with that, but and Petit Jules making a mistake there in the second corner. So Milmi also overtook him. So the top three already lapped the last guy in this match, so it'll be interesting to see on which time gap with the first player he will get in to finish at the end. So yeah, but it seems that Milmi has caught up with Anxiety a little bit, and he is now 1.6 seconds away from Anxiety, so well, he might be able to catch up in the upcoming rounds, depending on, of course, if he's driving faster than Anxiety, and he wasn't in the last lap, but maybe he is now.
Oh, Session made a mistake. Was lucky to get back on the right direction again, but
Last lap,
some
Milmi
there.
was 6/10 of a second
Oh, he made a
faster.
mistake again. And Hacker took advantage of that, so he overtook Session there. So Hacker back in 5th position, like we said.
Yeah.
And Terror is already fighting with Session again, so those two will battle on and on.
Yeah, Session now still in front, but
looking at the lap gizmo, I see Peck producing 1035, 1036, 1035, so he's driving really consistent and really fast. That's why he already has a 4.4, almost a 4.4 seconds lead of Anxiety. And the gap between Milmi and Anxiety is not that big anymore, and I see Milmi is driving 1 second a lap almost faster in the last lap, so can catch up with him.
well, in this last lap, Milmi was slower than Anxiety, losing about half a second in the last lap. So also pretty visible in the TP times, in which he is back at 2 seconds behind Anxiety. So well, it's back and forth there. So
Session and Hacker are driving pretty close near each other.
and Terror made a mistake, so Session now even has more time behind him towards Terror. So but indeed an interesting fight there between two teammates from Sauerkraut, Session and Hacker. There are 8 seconds to go towards 4th position. which I think in half a match would be able they would be able to catch up, but it depends of course about how Pixel is driving. It's possible if they keep driving quickly enough and Pixel doesn't drive too quick, but yeah. Of course Pixel wants to keep his 4th position over Hacker and Session, and it seems that Hacker now gets away a little bit from Session, with the gap between them almost a second now, so and it seems that in the last lap almost everyone drove slower than the person in front of him, so
yeah, that only means the gaps are getting bigger and bigger.
Wow, yeah, interesting. On 8th position is Dilex with a time under 1:04, and someone just fell off my screen. Oh, it was Hacker who was overtaken by Session there.
Fell off your screen?
Yeah,
that's weird.
I suddenly couldn't see him anymore, but maybe he made a weird move there. So. Oh, and a crash from Hacker against the pole, and he's being overtaken by Terror in the dirt section there, and he should be really careful to get back on track, because Eldot is not really far behind him.
Oh, Anxiety did a 1:05 and Milmi did a 1:38, so 1.2 seconds. And Milmi is indeed, oh, we lost it there. Milmi has taken over 2nd position.
Yes, indeed, interesting to see. And Anxiety,
what's happening with Anxiety?
Anxiety must have crashed somewhere, because he has now a 5-second gap towards Milmi on 2nd place. So there must have happened something somewhere.
Yeah,
it's too bad for him, because they were on a 1-2 course there, with Peck still in 1st position with a 7.6 second lead over Milmi at the moment.
We're focusing, and there is a fastest lap of Peck from 1:03.397.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the fastest lap in this play day for now. Oh,
and Anxiety makes a mistake again.
So now Eldot is really close. Oh no, I mean not
Anxiety.
Eldot, I mean
Pixel.
But Pixel was still quite far behind, but now Anxiety back to 19 seconds. Ooh. No, he should be able to keep his 3rd place, but then he shouldn't crash again, and hopefully for him it won't happen.
And I see Pixel driving 1:04s round after round, and that brings him already in 4th position, so you can do those 1:03s, but if you make some crashes, it doesn't help you.
No, then you better just drive 1:04s if that means that you drive crash free. But yeah, the faster the lap times, more chances you crash, of course.
The higher the risk.
Yes, indeed. Seems that Rabbit is somewhat fallen behind. Oh, he disconnected from the server there. Missed that. But it doesn't seem that an Anxiety with a touch against the wall again. Seems that Rabbit had a disconnect, but nothing about the net loss has been reported, so I don't know how comes.
Hacker's driving 1:03.8, so he's closing in each round 1.2 seconds on Terror in front of him. Yeah, but yeah, we saw it already a few times. He can also make the mistakes.
Yeah.
Peck already has a comfort lead of 9.6 seconds after 16 rounds, so now even Peck can afford to make a mistake.
Yeah, and in the last round Peck almost drove almost a whole second faster than Milmi, so unless Milmi is going to drive a little bit faster, or Peck crashes or something, that can happen of course as well, but It seems that 1-2 is pretty decided there, but seems for some reason Milmi now is only 7. I thought it was 9 seconds, but
Yes. I also think that Anxiety lost a little bit his momentum because Pixel's really closing in on him.
yeah, he should really watch out. You should really watch out there because
Maybe he got a bit cautious because of his mistakes.
no, I don't know. He made almost 3 mistakes, not really
Yeah,
far behind each other. So
Beck definitely had made mistake. If you look at his lap time, his last lap time was a 1:06. That's pretty slow for Beck.
indeed, yes. So it hasn't been a really big crash, I suppose, because otherwise he would have been.
Anxiety bumps into the wall again.
And Pixel is, well, he doesn't seem to get much closer for the moment, but of course...
seems he makes the mistakes himself as well.
Yep.
So it's already now, I think, a bit settled. The number, at least the number 2, the 2 positions in front. And it's a bit related to Anxiety himself, what he's doing. He's fast enough to leave Pixel behind him, but for making the mistakes, Pixel can overtake him.
Yes, indeed, so he should be cautious about that, but he now has 5 seconds again, so it seems that Pixel made somewhere a bump, or I don't know, had a slowdown, because otherwise they were closer to each other before, but
looking at the scores, there is also a gap between Session and Anxiety. Makes a big mistake again because Session already overtook Anxiety. And yeah, Anx crashed again. And he really lost it there.
And what seems to be a good match for Anxiety, but then somewhere he messed up, and now he's making mistake after mistake, and
yeah, he really lost his momentum.
He dropped back to 5th position, and he should watch out for Hacker, who is closing in on him.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same moment as the previous group, where people really makes a lot of mistakes around lap 18, 19, when you can lose your focus and driving those laps on and on and on and again.
Yeah. Yes, and Milmi drove faster than Peck in the last round, but yeah, with 7.5 seconds, a difference of 500 won't make much on your time, of course.
That will make the difference.
Nope.
And Dilex is closing in. Yeah, we saw Dilex driving before, and I think Dilex made some big mistakes at the start, and he now climbed up to the 7th position and is 6 seconds behind Hacker, but still driving. Oh, there's another fast lap from Pack 1:03.271.
Yes, indeed. I think the fastest lap we've seen in this match today. Yeah. In these matches.
Milmi is driving a 1:03.9, and then even then he's losing 0.7 seconds. So what can you do about it? I guess nothing.
No, not much. Well, hope that Peck will crash somewhere, but I don't know. He seems to be driving pretty consistently there, so...
I don't hope that. Yeah, only Milmi can hope that.
I mean, yeah, that's what I meant. That's what Milmi should hope, or, well, that's what Milmi of course hopes, to be able to get into 1st place, but it will take quite a lot of thinking power for him to really get back crashing, I suppose.
I don't know if Anxiety can hold Hacker behind him, because Anxiety is making the mistakes again, and Hacker is really closing in, and Peck made a mistake as well. Look at that. It's only 4.4 seconds now.
Yes, we're talking about it and it happens, so you should be careful there, I suppose.
Yeah, Milmy won there. Wasn't his fastest lap Milmy made, but he just won 3 seconds.
Yeah, indeed, and 3 seconds are quite a lot if you have a 7-second lead. So, but of course, not enough for Milmy to actually overtake Peck, and he's now already back on 5 seconds, and it doesn't seem to get much closer anyway. And,
So it's now Pack, followed by Milmy, followed by Pixel, followed by Session and Anxiety.
oh, and Hacker made a mistake, so Anxiety is now a little bit safer there. They had, there was only 1 second between them, it seemed, but now there's 2, or almost 2, so...
Yeah, Pack recovers himself with a 1:03.5.
Yeah, and if Milmy drives just 105s, even though there are low 105s, it's not going to be enough to get any closer to Peck. He's only
Not
slipping
gonna
away
happen.
further, so we can. I think we can say that Peck's lead is quite safe there as long as he doesn't crash. But yeah, that's the whole point of this, of course.
Are there still any battles? I think Hacker is... Yeah, the battle going on is between Hacker and Anxiety.
Yeah, but it's not that close at the moment. It depends all on how Hacker will drive this lap, and if Anxiety will be able to get away from his crashes in the last laps and now drive a clean lap, which we all hope for him, of course. But
Yeah, it's the closest battle we have now in this group.
yeah,
Because-
the big difference have been made already. So
Yeah.
Milmy is 7 seconds behind Peck, and behind Milmy we have Pixel on 27 seconds from Peck. So 20-second gap there between second and third.
Already
And,
in lap 23, so...
Interesting to also
Going
note
fast.
that Session and Pixel are within 2 seconds of each other, and seems that Pixel is losing some time at the moment. So there might be a possible change there. And Hacker just overtook, I don't know who. Anxiety. Yeah, Hacker overtook Anxiety.
lost
so
it again?
yeah, he has a massive slowdown, so I suppose he crashed somewhere. And it's Session versus Pixel is now the closest match we have in this last
Pixel
match.
made a mistake there. But yeah, there are only 2 laps left, so...
Yeah, but it's just 1 second, so it is still possible. So
Yeah, Session has some lag.
well, we had some lag with Session, but I don't know. I suppose it's his connection. But yeah, so this is, we're now going into
We're now going into the final lap
this.
from Pack.
And it's also Pixel and Session in lap 24, so it's going to be interesting if Session will be able to catch up, but
Yeah, now...
it is possible. They're within a second, so
Oh, Pack made a mistake. But yeah, he has enough lead.
yeah,
Get this
I
map.
doubt it's going to change that much, but
I don't think so. If you see how close he drives to the wall, yeah, and he wins. Pretty nice win.
it's Peck on first place with a 105 as last lap, so
Milmy second.
not his best, but... Ooh, and now Session getting really close towards Pixel, so I think it's going
this
to
will
be
be a nice battle.
Last
Yeah,
corners.
can Session take it?
I think he can, if he does this flawlessly, this last... Ooh,
Oh, yeah. Wow.
there in the last few
That was
corners
pretty close.
you see an overtake by
So-
Session there, giving him the third position, with his teammate Hacker now finishing in 5th, and Anxiety, teammate of Peck, on 6th position. Dilax, as teammate from Milmy, on 2nd place, finishes 7th. And somehow the screen shows no 8th position, so I suppose, yeah, it's Terror who finished on 8th position, and Aldrat just finished in 9th. Barry now, well, he's still a bit behind. He's now crashing almost everywhere, so
yeah.
well, he has the time, but if we can make sure that this doesn't take too long, we can all have a early end of this race. So Barry there finishing.
Beta Philip still has to drive 5 CPs, 4 CPs, yeah. Almost a complete map. And Rabbit is out, I guess.
Yeah, we've missed the. He went somewhere. I don't know how it.
It's Beta
happened,
Philippe and Petit Jules, but yeah, Beta Philippe is so way in front of Petit Jules. I guess Beta Philippe even overtook Petit Jules 1 lap.
I think that's highly possible since they have like 10 CPs in between them. So Beta Philip is now crashing, going towards the finish. While when Petit Jules crosses the finish line, he has to drive another lap. So
yeah. So that was an awesome win again from Pack.
Yeah, not completely unexpected, but
no, we expected that already, but I expected anxiety a little bit more up front. But he unfortunately had some mistakes, and
yeah, but he was pretty good at front, and Hacker was also pretty good at the front. But then both of them made a crash or some crashes, and then yeah, they've fallen back, and then it's not really possible to get completely back into first into the first ranks of the group. So
and Milmy drove pretty good behind Pack. He was very consistent as well.
Yes, indeed, but
otherwise the gap was way bigger than expected. And it's only 8.4 seconds, and the gap between Milmy and Session is 21 seconds, so that's huge. But still, Session is third, Pixel fourth. Yeah, that was pretty close. And then Hacker in 5th position, Society in 6th after all, Dilex 7th after a bad start.
Terror in 8th position, and well, Petit Jules seems to take all the time he needs to finish. Yeah, well.
Yeah, he will finish. He will finish.
Yeah, we will wait for him.
Yeah, he has 60 minutes to finish. I hope he is able to do it. Yeah.
He's now. This is the last CP for him, so he's coming up to the finish now.
Peck really drove also.
Yeah, he did. But there were still some mistakes to notice there. But of course, it's very difficult to do a complete 24 lap match without any mistakes. So GG to him, and GG to everyone who played. And it's great to see that quite some people showed up. We missed 3 players here, but yep, can't do much about it. So I guess thank you all for watching.
Indeed.
Yes, this was the third play day of, well, the third match of the third play day of the Kenyan Endurance Premiership.
Yeah, you
Season
said it
1.
completely right.
Yep, and well, you can watch this back, of course, later on tomorrow, for example, on the YouTube channel from Toffee, but
or
well,
at night time. But
if you've watched all the matches, I suppose you aren't really interested to watch them all again. But thank you all, and thanks for the compliments and the chat, and have a nice night, and
yeah, have a nice night.
See you certainly next week with
next week, guys.
Number 4. Yep.
Okay. See you next week.
Doodles.
bye.